B&M are masters at the inverted coaster. It's amazing how long they have been able to keep their inverted coasters relevant and alive. Many other coaster designs, say stand-up or even the traditional sit-down looping coasters, are a rarity these days. Banshee took this now classic coaster design and added some well-needed upgrades to the concept. Banshee is the first inverted coaster to feature the new vest restraints, and also one of the first inverts to exclude the pre-drop at the end of the lift hill. So let's dive into this review. Theming. Like most roller coasters in the Cedar Fair chain, Banshee has little to no theming, but the ride is very well kept, and the color scheme demands that I stare at it all day. Really, it's like mesmerizing. So for the theming category, Banshee gets a 6.5. Intensity. Of all the inverted coasters that I've been on, Banshee ranks as one of the most, if not the most intense invert coaster that I've ridden. The ride pummels you with inversion after inversion. The coaster never really slows down until the end. There are many moments during this coaster that I felt all of my blood was resting in my feet. The G's are strong with this one. I'm awarding Banshee a perfect 10 for intensity. Fun factor. Okay, so Banshee may be like super intense, but that doesn't mean it's really fun though. Honestly, I thought Banshee was too intense, which took away from some of the enjoyment of the ride. As I mentioned already, Banshee really hits you with inversion after inversion. You barely get your bearings until you find yourself on the brake run. Yes, I love inversions, but this coaster was making me feel dizzy, but not too dizzy either. I was never nauseous. Now with that said, there's still some to enjoy about this coaster. My personal favorite is the very slow inline twist at the end of the ride. This inversion is very different than the rest of the coaster. That's the moment on this ride when I really started to smile. So when it comes to the fun factor, Banshee gets a 6. Originality. Banshee features a pretzel knot, which is basically a diving loop followed by an Immelin. It's actually the only roller coaster in the world that currently features this inversion. As mentioned previously, the slow inline twist is quite unique, mostly because of how slow you maneuver through the element. The rest of Banshee is somewhat similar to what you would expect from a giant invert, but still has a little of its own character. I feel a score of 7 in originality is earned for Banshee. Smoothness. This is an amazingly smooth coaster. If you close your eyes, you can almost imagine yourself flying through the air without a track. It's as smooth as glass. I also didn't experience any headbanging, so that's always a plus. With that being said, Banshee scores another perfect 10 with smoothness. Okay, the final tally comes to 7.9, which is a decent rating. I can understand how some would rank this coaster as their favorite invert, but this coaster really isn't my style. I'd honestly prefer the theming and interactions that Montu provides over a monster invert that is considerably faster and more intense. Again, that's just my preference. I'm not writing this one off either. Honestly, I'm looking forward to riding Banshee again because I really want to love it, but for now, I'll just say that I like it. Alright, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave me comments, and check out my other content. Till next time, ride some coasters.